Well, we'll all get close.
Why didn't I just do a picture of the whatever?
We need to make a V kind of in here, right through this part. Yeah. Somebody come forward, Bob, Dottie, you come forward. Oliver? Come forward, Bob, Dottie. Bring some people with you. Rosa, come on up. You're coming, man. Come on, guys. Come on with me. Andy, get in that way more.
I don't bite. Come on up.
Oh, that's
I don't want to miss that.
Everybody hold up your pinky.
Get everybody in.
Did you get your pinky colored?
Sorry, what is this?
on the camera.
Nobody wants to see this ugly crew anyway. He's gonna take our picture.
I hope not stay right in front of me. You're not taking all of them.
All right, give him the finger.
Everybody near the door back there, both Sutton, everybody move in just a little bit more. Why don't you just move back? Because then I'm gonna get all these tables and stuff in front too.
Ready?
Let's do a couple here.
here.
1, 2, Mickey's up, 1, 2, 3, keep them up.
Not in the face, honey.
Now I'll go, this is gonna cost a lot of money, cause I'm gonna go in and enhance all these in Photoshop and make them purple, it's gonna take forever. 1, 2, 3, we got it.
All right.
That's good exercise.
Hey, good to see you. How about you? How about you? How about you?
That is awesome, man. Thank you all. That is just super. Well, Dick, while we're reassembling, if you would please update us on Pond Gap, I'd appreciate it.
Well, we had readers today at Pond Gap. We filled all 4 slots. I was there, Leo was there, Rosa, and Amanda Tackett was there. And Jim Caggianis was there. That's right, we had all kinds of readers there today.
Great crowd.
More than we needed. But we do need some more for the next, we have 2 vacancies over the next several weeks. I want to put this on this table back here. When you all finish with it, you move it to the other table and fill this up.
Thank you, Dick. And Janice, update on mobile meals, please.
Michael Hahn does not have to prove he is a bull when he delivers his mobile meals, which he did so well today. Ray Fisher will deliver next week, and the Bad Corn will deliver the first Friday in November. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice, and thank you, Michael. And Michael's been a tremendous help up here at the front desk, getting us all checked in and making sure we sign in and stuff. So Charlie would like me to give a reminder, so if you make sure we do sign in our attendance each time we come in the gate, so we can get credit for our attendance, because we occasionally, I know there's been some missed, and we just happen to remember, oh yeah, they were there. So be sure to sign up, and it helps us with our attendance reports that Charlie turns in, Charlie Biggs, on a monthly basis to the district. With that, Phil, I'd like to turn it over to you to introduce our special guest today.
I think any of our members who buy men's clothing have already met this gentleman today or reacquainted themselves with him. Our 4th and final vocational speaker is Matthew S. McClellan III. He's from Knoxville, attended Knoxville City schools, served in the Army, attended the University of Tennessee. Some of the clothiers that he worked for, and these names ring bells because some of them aren't here anymore. Remember Fred Brown Clothiers? How about Shriver's Men's Clothing? He opened Handsome House on Cumberland in 1966. moved it to West Town Mall in '72, and then changed the name to MS McClellan's. Moved to Melrose Place in August of 1987. He has no plans for moving anymore, and as one of our members could accommodate him, his last stop will be Man's Mortuary. Matthew, if you'll come up and tell us about your experiences in the clothing industry.
How about Bayloff's?
Didn't work for Bayloff's, did you, Matthew?
No.
Okay.
But Sam worked for me for a little while.
Sam did work for Matthew.
Thank you so much. I see all sorts of familiar faces. I was a member of this club 30, 35 years ago, or maybe longer than that. I appreciate this invitation. Never was made really clear to me what you wanted from me, so I'm going to give you the best I got. I was born and raised in West Knoxville. And West Knoxville, to me at that time, was anything east of 23rd Street, or the overpass at Fulton Silphine Company. Sequoia Hills didn't count. I attended Staub School, which stood where the natatorium stands today over at the university. Tyson Junior High School and West High School. I was in the 6th class at West High School. When I graduated from high school, I really didn't have any interest in going to school, so I joined the Army, and I spent 3 years in the 1st Airborne Battle Group of the 502nd Parachute Infantry, and that changed my perspective considerably. And when I did get out of the Army, I went back to school, and I graduated in 1964. While I was there, I worked for Fred Brown up in the Kingston Pike Shopping Center. I worked down in the basement. They called it the Squire Shop. It was the young man's shop, and some of you will remember it, and some of you won't. But I was there for 4 years. I always had this thing in my mind that I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. As the time got closer and closer and closer, I said, no, I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to stay in this clothing business. Mistake. But anyway. But as they say today, I'd found my passion. And it served me well. And I've been at it, I guess, almost 10 years working for others and 50 years working for myself come next year. So I guess you'd have to say it's been good to me, and it has been good to me. We opened the Hansom House. That was H-A-N-S-O-M. That was a play on the word hansom for hansom cab, a carriage. Late 1800s, early 1900s. And operated under that name for 6 years. And the store stood where the Copper Cellar on Cumberland Avenue stands today. And in our 6th year, they were building the West Town Mall. And I'd experienced better business than I'd anticipated. And I want to backtrack just a little bit. When I think back on this, I think it's marvelous that I'm still in the business. There were 8 fine clothing stores in Knoxville when I opened my door. I never thought about that. I should have thought about it, but I didn't think about it. There was Shriver's, J.S. Hall's, Bayloff's, Spencer's, Newsom Limited, Paul Dean, Paul Day, and Fred Brown. And strangely enough, none of them are around today. It's amazing to me. I don't think I ran anybody out of business. I just lasted longer. we went to West Town in what would it have been, 72, and like most everybody else out there, we experienced success almost beyond imagination. That was for the first 5. I had a 15-year lease. That was the first 5 years, and everybody in East Tennessee wanted to come to West Town Mall. The second 5 years, it fell off. And the third of 5 years of the lease, my customers, to be truthful with you, didn't want to come to West Town anymore. And most of them were coming in the back door. I had a service entrance back on the parking lot side, and the majority of my business, the business that really counted, came in the back door. They didn't come in the front door. We still had, you know, excellent Christmases, and the sales were really good, which mall traffic drew. But it was obvious to me that I had to get out of there. That the rent was too high, the hours were too long, and I needed to be someplace else. And I always had thought if I moved, I wanted to be someplace between North Shore Drive and Lions View Pike. Western Plaza. And I had the opportunity to buy the old Delrose Motel and tore that down and built Melrose Place where we are today. And that was very fortuitous on my part, because at the same time we did that, Talbot's, the ladies' store, Talbot's came in. Well, they had done all sorts of research on where to put a store in Knoxville. And they landed right in the middle of Bearden, exactly where that's what the research at that time told them. I'm not sure it would tell them that today, but at that time they said that was where to put a store. Well, I didn't know that. I just knew that I thought that's where I needed to be to take care of my clientele. And I say we've been there 15 years. It's been a good ride. The worst period of my entire career was 08, 09, and 10. I rode through every other recession as if there were no recession. And that was a backbreaker, not just for me, it was a backbreaker for all sorts of people. But that was the roughest part of the road for me the whole career. Back up just a little bit, not having to do with my business. At West High School, I was a good friend to both Don and Phil Everly, and that's before they were the Everly brothers, I've got to tell you. But when I was at Fort Campbell, they were living in Nashville, and I renewed that friendship and sort of kept that thing alive for a lot of years. Didn't see a lot of them, but sort of kept that friendship alive. I opened my store. It was in the midst of the traditional clothing Ivy League days, and the look was rather dark, and I thought color was the way to build my business. I thought there was a need for more color in men's clothing, and less somber, more color. And as I said earlier, those first 6 years really worked out well for us. We outgrew that store, and I never imagined that would have happened at the time. And I think since that time, that's sort of the way we've run our business. We've tried to be on, not fast, never fast, but on the sort of on the cutting edge of what I would call traditional conservative clothing. And that has served us well over the years. I figure I'm going to be down there another 4 years or so, And my son, Dan Cox, Rusty Hutchison, those folks are gonna carry the business on, and that's my hope, that's my prayer, and I don't see any reason why that shouldn't happen. And I am happy to be right in the heart of Bearden. We're big supporters of the district in Bearden, and I think that for really high-end, exclusive shopping of every nature, I think that Bearden is the place in Knoxville today. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to. Yes.
Well, Matthew, good to see you again, of course. Just real quickly, Matthew's Porsche comes down my street every night, and I always hear it's got a certain sound to it. And I say to my wife, "There goes Matthew." There are, it seems, a growing number of independent clothiers who service people by going to their office or their home and personally measuring and that type of thing. Have you felt that kind of competition? And secondly, in segue to that, there seems to be a trend, at least according to somebody we had here recently, even with so-called older people like we, to dress us more in the European tight pants style. Your comments on both, please.
Well, on the European type clothing, well, we're not a part of that, and we never will be. I feel like that's not just fashion, but bad fashion. That look has gained traction. I mean, it'd be foolish to say that it hasn't. We're just not a part of it. And your other question is about the in the office shopping. Of course, that's been with us for 20 years. And anyone in my business that doesn't think that's competition is crazy. We tried it. We hired a very good man, with a really good track record, and we tried to do that. This was about 10 years ago. It didn't work for us, but it's working, and it's working for a lot of people. I don't think it's working as well as it did, but they are competitors, and there's no question about it. For that matter, anybody that sells a suit's a competitor. Joe Banks is a competitor. Men's Warehouse. We're at different ends of the economic spectrum, but they're competitors, and you have to respect them. Yes, sir.
What are your exclusive lines?
Oh, what are my exclusive lines? I carry Oxford clothes. I carry Samuelson. I carry Southwick. I carry Zanella trousers. I'm just going over my body right now.
We don't need no bunch of shorts.
Robert Talbot neckwear. Eton shirts. We have quite a few exclusive lines. Yes, sir.
How did you consciously survive the 70s? One of the ugliest clothing periods.
Well, I guess you say we just pressed on and didn't get involved in it. And there were enough young people that didn't buy into that. The more mature customer, I don't think ever bought into that. But and I guess just a little bit of luck. But we've always sort of had our standards and haven't deviated much.
Well, Matt, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've got a plaque to give to you on your behalf. Rotary Club of Bearden recognizes the MS McClellan Company as a vocational month company, and thank you for your presentation.
And thank you.
And we've also got a book. Is Charlie still here? Did he get? Oh well. A book, Skippy John Jones. We'd like for you to sign, if you would, and we donate to the Pond Gap Library in your behalf. Here comes Charlie. I'd like to get a picture. Here's a pen.
Mr. President?
Y'all, can we hold up this plaque here, Charlie?
Yeah, we sure can. Oh, I see what you got. All right, you get in there a little bit closer, Tom. All right.
My suit, J.C. Penney.
Check it right there. That'll do it. 1, 2, right here. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent program.
No, not really.
Well, it was, too, very interesting. I'd like to bring Gary up, if I may, to discuss the family of Rotary while Matt's signing the book here for us.
Good morning, afternoon. In the news, we have one of our members that is constantly involved in something in the news. That'd be Janice Mitchell. And she was present for the East Tennessee Historical Society, at the East Tennessee Historical Society, for the grand farewell for Lisa Duncan, who is retiring from the executive director position at Dogwood Arts. And also, we never want to forget our past members, especially those who have passed away. And I want to remember one such member today. This came out of the paper. One of the most touching moments of each year's Race for the Cure is when the runners are welcomed at the finish line by the Pink Tie Guys. One of this year's Pink Tie Guys is Shannon Palmer. Shannon is the son of David Palmer, who was our president of our club from 2003 to 2004. We lost David far too soon to cancer. And I just want to tell you one story for the people that didn't know David weren't around. He was historically late for everything. And he had gone down to Texas for some radical cancer treatment, and he passed away in Texas. And they scheduled a funeral, but there was a mess up in bringing his body back to Knoxville. So, but we had the service, memorial service anyway, and the preacher got up there and he said, you know, David's always been late for everything. He said he'd be late for his own funeral, and he was true to his word. Okay, is Adam Starkey here today? Okay, well, I guess we won't sing to Adam today. His birthday is today. Maybe that's why he's gone.
I'll celebrate.
And one last note, you know, we're talking about our pinkies, we're talking about polio. In the Facebook, polio had a page on there, or section on there, under In Polio Now, that really caught my attention and gave me great hope. You know, we've got two places where we're still highly active in polio, and that's Afghanistan and Pakistan. And the government of Pakistan has set up 1,857 health camps with support from partners and donors. This year alone, over 480,000 people have benefited from health services at these camps, including children who have never before received polio vaccine. So we're starting to get polio vaccine in Pakistan, and that's just absolutely fantastic. Thank you all.
Thank you, Gary. Well, we've got a couple more announcements, then we'll get into a very special portion of our program today. Jim, do you have any on the ball board to announce the winners last week? I think it's Gary.
2 weeks ago, Ed,
Gary West.
Gary West. So, and I emailed out the board for this week and put copies on all the papers.
And the dictionary project, Brad, you sent out a notice this week to everybody to contact schools.
Yes, if you haven't already, go ahead and call your schools that you signed up for. Ask them who handles the dictionary project. I found it best to go ahead and get an email address, because it may not be the principal. You know, those teachers, of course, are going to be busy with students most of the day, so if you can converse with them over email, it's probably best to do that. And then from there, go ahead and find time to work for both you guys and get them delivered. If you have questions on what to say, come see me. Once you finish your deliveries, go ahead and email Adam Starkey. And if you don't have his email address, or you can let him know in the meeting as well. But if you don't have his email address, let me know. I can give it to you.
All right, thank you very much. I also wanted to mention Trek's training Rotarians for effective club service. I know Andy signed up, but we've got him registered. And the other Andy Zirkle, he's planning to go on November the 14th. It's at in Crossville at Stone Memorial High School. It's an excellent program they're putting on, and the club will, there was a note in our newsletter this week, Amanda put in there, so if you're interested, let me know, we'll get you registered, and the club will pay the tuition, the $25 cost of that. Includes a meal, and it's from 8:30 to noon, I think, Central Time, so you're gaining an hour, it'd be 9:30 start Eastern. With that, one of the best things we do is bring in new members, and today is going to be one of those special occasions where our membership chair, Ray, has worked very diligently, and he's got some excellent new members to join our club, and like for them to come forward at this time. Justin Lyons and Jason Turnblazer, please, and Fred Martin, would you please come forward as well? We talked about the family of Rotary, and Justin brings a bit of family of Rotary with him, with his stepfather, father-in-law, excuse me, I'm sorry, got you a little closer. Is a former member of our club, is Fred Martin, is his father-in-law. So, Ray, Bob Ely's going to give the charge. If all of you would please stand for this opportunity. Bob, you need the microphone.
Well, I may not need it, but I'll be happy. Membership of Rotary is not available to everyone. Membership is by invitation only. To become a member of Rotary, you must first be proposed by a current member. The board of directors and the membership must approve you. You are now a member of this Rotary Club, but you're not yet a Rotarian. Justin and Jason, you have been chosen for membership of the Rotary Club of West Knoxville because your fellow members believe you possess the qualities to be a Rotarian. They believe you to be a leader in your special line of activity, and because you manifest those qualities of head and heart that fit you to interpret and impart the message of Rotary. You are a representative of your vocation, and any information of an educational value pertaining to your craft must naturally come to us through you. At the same time, you become an ambassador from us to your classification, and we rely on you to carry the principles and ideals of service which we here inspire to those who share your professional activity. The community will know and judge Rotary by your embodiment of it in character and service, and we accept you as a member because we know our principles and organization to be safe in your keeping. We also expect you to give us the inspiration that will help us to become better Rotarians, and it is with this hope that I ask your sponsoring member to invest you with the distinguishing badge of a Rotarian and gladly offer you the right hand of Rotary Fellowship.
He's actually his sponsor, but as his father-in-law, I get to do the honor.
Please be seated.
All right, a couple of certificates, a couple of goodies from Rotary goodies. Right. Yours, get the right person right on. Appreciate it, good to have you. Great to have you.
Justin, Jason, y'all want to say a word to our son?
Which one's Justin? Which one's Jason?
Okay, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. JJ.
All right, everybody here? Yes? Okay, great. So I'm Justin Lyons. Again, Fred Martin is my father-in-law. I'll just keep this very brief, but I am incredibly excited to be a new member of such an incredible club, and just looking forward to the opportunity to serve this community with just a great group of people. You guys welcomed me just with open arms, and everybody was just so kind during all of my visits. So can't thank you guys enough, and looking forward to get to know each and every one of you here in the near future. So thanks again.
I thought I was going to get out of that introduction. I'm Jason Turnblazer. I really do appreciate y'all welcoming me here. I've known Mike Bailey for a long time, and he's a great man. And although he talks a whole lot, and you kind of have to avoid some what he said about Rotary is true. And I'm really excited to be here. Really excited to dive into the community a little bit more. So thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you all. I'd just like to say how eager both of them were to reach in their pockets and grab money for the Polio Plus drive we had today. And thank you all for participating in that. I'd like to show a couple of short videos. Now the first one is silent. It's a video of James Bomar, who got Rotary started on polio eradication in 1985, if I can work this thing. I think it's working. There we go. And this is in 1985, him giving some drops in the Philippines. His first polio drops given by Rotarians on an international basis.
Is that him in the blue coat?
It is. And I guess they pulled that out of the archives at Rotary International this week in celebration of World Rotary Day. He was a very special man from Shelbyville, Tennessee. Bob knew him, Dottie knew him. There may be others in here that do him as well.
We ran across a statue in his honor.
Jim and Edith were very close friends of ours. When we had the World's Fair here, Dottie and I had the privilege of taking Jim and Edith to the various positions in the World's Fair. Australia was led by a Rotarian.
Oh, okay.
Had some real interesting
Edith was
visits.
in a wheelchair at that time. But there was this monument on the grounds of one of the hotels where we stayed, and it was, we couldn't read much.
Rotarians are by
Jim's
nature
name.
people who want to help. And when the challenge of eradicating a disease came along, I think many Rotarians jumped at the idea. It's in their nature to do something big like this of a world public health standard.
You know, Polio Plus, a lot of people think we started Polio Plus in 1985. We actually started Polio Plus in 1979 in the Philippines.
It was to immunize 6.3 million children against polio. We'd never done anything in our lives like that before.
The advantage of starting with polio was that it was easy to give. Basically, if you could count to 2, you could immunize children.
We are an international organization. We have 34,000 clubs. We're in over 200 countries and geographic regions. And we have the manpower on the ground.
Without Rotary as Bruce Aylward of WHO has noted on many occasions, the program would not be where it is.
When the world comes together, it can really do something great. And when passionate people and dedicated people have a vision, it's almost like nothing can stop it. And what you will achieve is a global public good, that all children for all time will never get polio.
Rotary and the Gift of a Polio-Free World tells the story of Rotary International's unique role in the global fight to end polio. In Volume 1, Making the Promise, learn about early polio eradication efforts and meet the pioneering Rotary leaders who launched Rotary's Polio Plus program. Volume 1 is now available at shop.rotary.org.
Our district webpage, thank you, Leo. Our district webpage has got a link. Tonight at 6 o'clock, there's going to be a worldwide stream of a polio, I guess, program, Polio Plus program. And if you want to watch that live, it's on at 6 o'clock tonight. It's and I'm not sure how that works, but I guess click on the link and it'll stream right to your computer. So that's something you might be interested in. And as we go through the weekend and people ask us about what's that purple on our pinky, perhaps that'll equip us a little better, having watched this video, to tell some of the great things that where we've made a difference, even in the South Sudan and all over the world, for polio eradication. And I know Charlie Biggs was going to go back to his school and tell his students they may well wish to get involved somehow themselves and contribute. So, Charlie, good luck with that. Should be a lot of fun. With that in mind, I thought our four-way trivia test contest today, we might keep it on the Polio Plus or polio eradication theme. If I can find the coin. I don't think I gave it away. But the question of today's trivia contest, to win the coin, if you would please raise your hand, and if you would please refrain and let someone that may not have won yet, if you know the answer, hold off if you've already won one of these four-way test coins. But the question today is little preamble. Polio eradication is the largest ever public-private partnership for public health, and Rotary's right in the middle of it. The question is, how much does it cost to immunize one child?
American dollars?
Yes, American. Cost. Gary?
$1.
Less than that. Rogers?
14 Alabama pennies.
No, that's how much the actual dose costs in U.S. currency. That's the dose costs 14 cents. Good, even in Alabama. We're together. Anyone else? A little higher than that, though, of course, for the cost of the dosage. Yes, Dr. B?
46 cents.
46, a little more than that. I can tell you from the donation each of you gave today, that $5 with the Gates matching funds will kick it up to $15 per donation. You can get 25, those are good math, I'm not. 25 doses given for the cost of, the average cost of given amount. 25. JP?
50 cents.
A little more than that. That's your math. Yeah, Paul? 60 cents, exactly. Good answer. You won the coin today. Thank you very much. I thought I was going to get a calculator out there for a minute. Well, thank you all. Those that are interested in Trex, let me know. It'll be an excellent training program. And thank you all for coming. Fred, it's always good to have you back here. And Justin and Jason, we wish you all the best. Thanks for joining us. And let's all go out and be a gift to the world and beat Bama this weekend. With that, who's got Peyton to lead us out of this? Yeah, Gary?
Peyton's going to the pros.
Things say or do. First,
It's true.
second,
It's fair all concerned.
third,
We'll build better friendships.
fourth,
We'll live in benefits to all concerned.
Leo, I gotta mess up.